of the cakes that we had from our Morrisons Too Good To Go yesterday. This and the Victoria sponge had been £1.30 a slice, and they look to be pretty generous and yummy. It's only crumbling slightly. It feels very moist. There's a layer of what looks like lemon curd, and then a layer of buttercream, and then some lemon frosting on top. So I'm going to give it a try. The cake tastes like homemade. It's got a really good sponge structure there, you can see. It's moist, but it's holding a cake texture. The lemon curd is really tasty, and it goes really well with the buttercream. The buttercream has a slightly vanilla-y taste, and then the frosting on top. It's not too thick. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. Quite a sharp taste of lemon, but not in an unpleasant way. There's enough sugar in the frosting to stop it from tasting a little bit on the sharp side. It's a really nice cake. I'd probably give that 4.3 out of 5. This is the other cake. This is the Victoria sponge. It's got 2 layers of jam and vanilla buttercream, and that one doesn't have any frosting on top. It just has a bit of icing sugar. Again, it looks and feels quite moist, and it has a nice cakey texture. There's some nice air bubbles in there. Though it's been well beaten or whisked. Let's see what this is like. Now this one is probably slightly more cloying, although it's not unpleasant, but I do prefer the texture of the lemon cake. This one is really yummy. Still, this Victoria sponge, again, isn't too sweet. It's got a really good balance between the sponge and the sweetness of the jam and the buttercream. The filling's not too thick. If the filling was much thicker than this, it would probably turn a little bit gloopy, and it would also be a little bit too sweet. And there's just enough of a dusting of icing sugar on top as well. I'm going to have this bit here, which has the 2 layers. That's really nice as well. This bit here, this top layer, is perfect. That feels like it's slightly underbaked. It looks slightly underbaked, although the general structure is good. The bottom layer could have probably done with maybe another 2 or 3 minutes in the oven. The top layer is great. I'll give this one 4 out of 5. And bearing in mind that these were part of a bunch of things that only cost £6.50, regardless of the fact that most of it was bread and we had to donate it to a food bank, is really good value for money. You'd pay at least £3.95 in any cafe for a piece like that. So I'm actually really impressed, and I would be happy to just go along to Morrisons if I needed a couple of slices of cake and pay £1.30 each. It's excellent value for money. See you again soon. Bye.
Yeah.